Yo, what is up, people? Welcome back to Crypto Talk to Chris the Entrepreneur, whatever you want to call your boy. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are here for, as you see in the title screen, the y00ts community space, guys. It is going down every Monday. I will be trying to remember to live stream these every Monday. Um, we are going to be live here in about 2 minutes, guys, under 2 minutes. I just want to get in here and just get you guys squared away. Hopefully, guys, you'll be able to hear everything on the mic. I won't be really speaking. I'll be just letting you guys listen in on what the y00ts community is always talking about on Mondays, guys. Very, very exclusive. If you are not familiar with the y00ts, this is a elite blue chip project that is moving to the Polygon side. Their other collection that was first before the y00ts is the DeGods that will be moving to Ethereum side very soon in 2023. Guys, so we got under a little, about a minute left before we get into the community space. I may have some good news for you guys in a couple of days. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to shut my mouth. So let's just wait around here and see what is about to go down in this space. I'm extremely excited. I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this since last Monday. Hate when they stop doing I'm gonna just say they end too early. I want more information. I want to talk about it. I want to be in the community, but it's about to go down. So I'm done. I'm gonna shut up. 9 o'clock in a couple of seconds, guys.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the y00ts community space. We have been doing this space for quite some time now, and we are going strong. We got some amazing people in the room. Welcome. Anybody is welcome to come up on the speaker panel. I will bring you guys up. Thank you all for joining. You make this wonderful show possible. If you guys would not mind, though, if you could go on up to the very top of the space, if you could just hit the spaces link and give it a like and a retweet, that would be greatly appreciated. We can get some more cool people in the space. It is free to put out a retweet on that spaces link. It does not cost anything and really helps the space. But let's get around to the room. We got our lovely co-host, Chef. How are you doing, Chef? What's going on with you today?
What up? I'm doing pretty good, man. Just got off of work. Stoked about that. Not feeling good about work right now because they fucking took away my Discord. So now I can't be on Discord while I'm at work. Absolutely demoralized about that. Kind of wanted to say I'm not going to make it, but then I said, oh, wait, it's Monday and I can be in the space after work. So fuck it. I'm going to make it, man. You already know.
Let's go. Well, it is good to have you, Chef. We love to see it. Always coming in and doing a great work in the y00ts community space. And we also have got Aaron up here on the stage. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and give this man a follow. He is trying his best to get to 20K followers before, and he's not in the room, is he? Kevin. Okay. How are you doing, Aaron? What's going on, brother?
GM Smokey, doing pretty good, man. Kevin's kind of whomping me, so mentally preparing for the eventuality of having to do a shoey. So that should be pretty fun. But otherwise, just a completely normal day where nothing interesting happened in the D Labs ecosystem for sure.
Love it, man. Well, thank you for always coming and co-hosting, doing such a great job. And then also once a month, Aaron is the main host on the y00ts main account. So he's just a Giga Chad doing his best for the ecosystem. And speaking of Giga Chads, if you guys look on down in the speaker panel, you will see an individual named Non-Fungible Evan. Just gave him a follow back, and he has got just the most amazing one-of-one y00ts. I love Popeye. I grew up watching Popeye, and you got the Popeye y00t. What's going on, Non-Fungible? How'd you get that? What happened?
What's up? I just pushed an article out about 30 minutes ago on why I sold my Bored Ape to go all in on y00ts. And the conviction here gives me a lot of the same feelings as Bored Apes when I joined them in the summer of 2021. The article goes a lot more in depth. It's pinned to my profile, but So I don't want to bore you guys going through all the reasons why, but I mean, it came down to vibes, it came down to IP, it came down to the tech side of proving a, cross-chain future. So, long story short, I saw this Ute and realized, there were 41 of ones and shit, if I'm not about my word, if a man's not about his word, then what is he? So how could I go all in on youth without, leaving Bored Apes? And sad process, I'll say. I loved my whole time in there and huge love to that whole community. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and scared money doesn't make money.
Well, we love it, man. We are so happy to have you. And what a conviction play. Going and selling your Bored Ape and just making the Giga Chad move to get that one of one, which is so clean. So you know what? Thank you so much for coming up on stage. You are always welcome. I did pin your Medium article up to the top of the stage. So if anybody would like to read about that from Non-Fungible Evan, you guys are more than welcome. We've got Frank up on the speaker panel. What's going on, Frank? How are you doing?
Hey, obviously today's been a pretty crazy day. I just had to stop by the Utes community space to let the Utes know. I feel like I sound like a broken record here as a reminder sometimes, but at the end of the day, D-God success, D-Lab success is Ute success. And the way we set these two collections up is that, D-God's going to get a lot of attention at some points. There was a period where Utes were getting a lot more attention, and there's going to be this fluctuation every so often. But the way we operate, everyone in our ecosystem is going to win. And so, as you're hearing stuff about D-Gods, just know that there's going to be ways for Utes to participate and enter, and there's going to be things that Utes get access to that D-Gods don't get access to. And so we're trying to do this different. If you guys haven't noticed already, we're not trying to just set up, Bored Apes and mutants and all that stuff. And we're trying to do it different. And that's just going to mean some types of trade-offs and things like that. But just excited about everything that's coming with Utes to a point where I'm so confident that, I do want to focus a little bit on D-Gods with this ordinal stuff and all the things coming up, but I just want Utes to understand that that doesn't come at any sacrifice for the Utes in any way. If anything, Utes being so independent is going to be one of the strongest factors for this collection going into the future. So here to answer questions, here to bring the vibes, but man, just excited to be a part of D-Labs right now.
Love it, Frank. And we are going for number one. We're grinding. We'll get there. We're just
yeah, you guys got a year head start on y'all, just remember that. All right, it's a year of the mud the D-Gods went through, and it's there's a little bit of a little brother syndrome for sure, but I mean, look, dude, the thing is, I could share even today a little bit more of the differentiated thesis around Utes and where I think it's gonna just excite a totally different group of buyers in the long term than D-Gods. And for people to understand the direction that we're going with both collections, I think that's important to start talking about in spaces, getting it solidified as we roll out new websites. Big thing is I think websites have a lot of leverage in Web3, and we want to just roll out much better and more refined and full featured websites for both D-Gods and Utes going into the migrations coming up in Q1. So, in that, we'll definitely talk about the different DCs, whatever the word is. I think it's THESES. So happy to answer questions there and talk about it.
Well, that is super exciting. I love when Frank comes in and drops all of the alpha. We have to be careful. We got to look around, make sure Kevin's not in the room. But yeah, this is the time, you guys. Okay, ask your questions.
Yo, I've never heard anybody say the plural of thesis so eloquently. So props to you on that, Frank.
Been practicing my eloquence game as we're going to Ethan Polygon. Have to be a little bit less degenerate, as the kids say.
Ubiquitously, absolutely.
Yes, Aphrodite.
Indubitably. I love it. I love it. Well, does anybody, I mean, this is, Frank is up on the stage. Does anybody have any questions for him? Usually the hands are just flying up. But if you have a question, please put up your hand and I will get to
What
you.
are the betting
in
odds?
proper
There's gonna
order.
be some bozo question like, "Oh, is this trait the best trait in the collection, Mr. Frank?" or something. I see Jordan with his hand raised. You know it's about to be about like mullets or fucking heat wave glasses or something. Also, I'm a little sick if you guys can't tell, so I'm working through the pain right now.
It's weed. It's okay, Frank.
No,
Hey,
this time it's not weed. But I'm an open guy. I'll tell you guys if it is. This time I'm stone cold. I'm off I'm off those Tylenols though, so things might get a little wild. The
All
extra
right.
strength.
Yeah. Well,
Yo,
look,
I
hope
swear, every time Kelsey talks, I feel like it's like a nice, smooth, like, the ones that they make for the GPSs and like the real nice voiceovers. It's just top notch.
What? And then you throw the word fuck in there every time you're trying to get directions. I don't know how smooth that would be. And in between, I'm choking on these backwoods, so like it's not what it seems.
That shit would sell like hotcakes. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, I just heard the alpha earlier from Frank, and like, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he said all 532 ordinals and D-gods that we get access to in the Utes community. So, like, Frank, thank you so much for sharing that with the Utes only and just us. Mad respect.
Yo.
I guess the whole language is open for interpretation. I guess that's definitely an interesting interpretation there, Kelsey. But I fuck, I see some hands raised.
All right, let's get to Jordan. What's going on,
As
Jordan?
soon as I raise that hand, Frank, as soon as I raise it, you're fading, brother. You're fading the mullet, man, and the heat glasses.
There it is. There it is.
Yo, put some respect on my name, Frank. I'm carrying youths with this video content. You can't deny that. But question for you. It is a mullet related question. You do have me there. Are you excited to touch my mullet in person in Paris?
Well, yes. No, yeah. I'm glad. What if I said I only had like time for one question, Jordan? What would have happened, bro? Would that be the question you would have gone for, or?
Fuck. Yeah, probably, man.
I can't fade that. Respect. But I don't have time for just one question. I'm here. I'm here to stick around. Not leaving for no milk. Not leaving for no cigarettes. I'm here, baby. So let's keep it going.
Well, we got to get to our lovely co-host, Aaron. What's going on?
Hey, Frank, Aaron here. Just super pumped to be in the community. I did have a question for you, and this is just something that I think a lot of people in the community have been asking lately. Do you have me muted on Twitter?
I feel like there's just a lot of hands like raised right now, and sorry, I'm getting a call right now, but I think there's a lot of hands raised right now, and I feel like there's this weird tendency, and Smokey, this is some feedback for you. There's a lot of people that tend to ask very self-centered and selfish questions on these spaces, and they're not putting the you in Utes. They're not putting the utopia in utopia. So just want to hear some more questions that maybe are directed to people outside of one person.
All right. Well, we're going to get around the room. You heard them, you guys. This is for the community, by the community. So let's keep it in line with that. And someone that I think will do a great job of that is Leon. What's going on, Leon?
GM, my youths. So congrats, Frank. So two things. So first, congrats on going to now all three blockchains. Basically, in my opinion, number one, number two, and number three.
And tubes are staying on Sol. So we got them all. We really got them all.
100%.
So a lot of people say they're going multi-chain, but like we're really going multi-chain out here. We got a collection on every major blockchain coming up.
So then my follow up to that is, the Bitcoin UX could definitely leave a lot to be desired. So I'm hoping, Dust Labs kind of like shows the old maxis on there, like, oh my god, like the new way, like here, let's use a car, let's not use this donkey anymore, you know. And this is from someone who I used to be a Bitcoin maxi too, but you know, some of my brethren, they're still stuck in the dark medieval days.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, look, we're not pivoting, we're not shifting. There's a reason we're doing this as the 535 burn D gods. To us, this is going to be, you know, the true art collection of the D Labs ecosystem. The thing is, every single NFT that you guys have here in the audience that's a D Labs NFT is mutable. It's not immutable. And everyone knows that when they're signing up for it, right? The whole point of season 3 for D Gods is we're going to upgrade the artwork. Utes, a big thing coming with what's codenamed Ute Season 2 is we're going to change and constantly update and iterate on, you know, the actual JPEGs themselves and all the different things we do with the metadata. But part of what people value in the NFT ecosystem and collectors especially, it's like when you buy a painting, the painting stays that, you know, it's not being updated, it's not changing. The artwork stays the same and the painting and the context of it stays the same. And so that's been deeply missing, honestly, from the D Gods and the D Labs ecosystem. And so we see no better place to put those 535 once burned D Gods without diluting. This is the underrated part of the story. There's no dilution. You know, these NFTs are not going to have the same utility as the core D Gods. It's going to continue with the D Gods that we have now. These burned D Gods are going to be immutable art collector pieces on ordinals, which is honestly what that chain is built for. And that's what Bitcoin is built for. It's built for simplicity and for collecting digital art. You know, we want to create the most simple but sexy experience possible. And that's why we did this historically provenant, you know, block that we minted the entire block out first, you know, number one, first to do it and do it in a big way. It was not easy. We'll break down the technicals of it you know, on a later date, but it literally had to create a custom transaction for every single DGOT on there, fit that into one block, and then compete in the mining pool for that Bitcoin, you know, block to be mined. And you know, the company that did it with us, Luxor Mining, they're getting an insane amount of inbound. And I told them, hey, you know, wait after us and you'll see the reaction that you're going to get from us. And now you're going to have an infinity amount of inbound. But the thing is, everyone that does it after us, it's not going to have the same significance as us being the first. And the magic here is we didn't spin up some new collection as an opportunity. It really is something we've been planning to do for a long time. And people know in the DGODS community, we've been alluding to what is dead may never die. And it's even in our roadmap, the season 3 roadmap of all the artwork. It's in there, and yeah, so pretty excited to be doing this. I don't expect us to make leaps and bounds of a difference on the Bitcoin UX itself. I do think this is an easy catalyst, though, for people that are trying to build in the Bitcoin space to accelerate their timelines, and that's what all the conversations we're having. So that when this thing finally goes live, there will be a liquid marketplace ready to go, and we can start seeing some big sales come in around this. So that's the idea. But yeah, we don't expect for these DGOTs to have the same type of, you know, utility, et cetera, around the others. But, you know, as you've seen in the NFT space, there's a certain sex appeal and desire around an unchanging, you know, forever asset and inscribing on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can't get any better than that. It's better version of IPFS at the very least. And so, yeah, obviously being denominated in Bitcoin as well. And again, last thing I'll say for people that are tuning in that heard about this, you know, I'm no stranger to Bitcoin. I started out my career here on Solana rocking the Bitcoin mask. I got my career started in crypto as a Bitcoin maxi, and I've told that story many, many times. And so this really does feel as organic as it can get for me, getting a chance to finally mint something on the Bitcoin chain in a way that feels truly native to the blockchain itself and everything about the way that we're doing these 535 collection. So yeah, they won't exist on another chain. It'll just be there, and ideally, it'll be the most elite collectors within the D Labs ecosystem.
Nice. Dub.
I agree.
Let's go. Let's get on over to Chef. What's going on, Chef?
Yeah, just gotta make a quick announcement since we got all these people up in this space. But first, I just gotta say, now that I've heard the game plan, Frank, when I get one of my 535, I'm gonna buy myself a nice silk robe. I'm gonna have some nice furry moccasins. I'm gonna get myself one of those smoking pipes like the authors get, and then I'm gonna rub some Rogaine on my chest so I can grow some chest hair, light a little fire in the fireplace, get in a lazy boy, and just admire my nice piece. So I'm super pumped about that. Number two, guys, you already know what it is. Thanks for coming out. Just got to do a quick reset. This is the Youth Community Space. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know who the host is, the one and only absolutely legendary man in the building, Smokey. I'm your co-host, Chef. We got Aaron co-hosting in the building. We need to all follow Aaron. Make sure you're following Aaron. Hit that follow button on Aaron. And we got the legend himself, Frank, joining us to drop some alpha. Guys, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. If you are not following every single other DGOD or Utes PFP in this space, it is peer verified. It's not a hypothesis. It's an absolute scientific fact that you're not going to make it. So make sure that you're following every single other Ute and DGOD's PFP in the space. We got a lot of people that are requesting to speak right now. So if we do move you down out of the speakers, we still love you. No disrespect. Just letting you all know that it might happen. We got a lot of people wanting to come up, a lot of requests, a lot of hands as well. And people that are in the request section, I'm telling you right now, you got to be following every Ute and D God PFP, like I just said. But if you're up there requesting and you're not following Aaron, and you're not following Frank, you're not following Smokey, you're not following me, like you're probably gonna be sitting in that request spot for quite some time. Just throwing that out there. All right, Smokey, take it away.
All right, thanks for that, Chef. This is just the ultimate reset of the room. Nobody does it better than Chef. But let's get around some of these hands. I have been cycling some people. If you guys do not have your hand up, I will cycle you. We do have a ton of requests, so I do want to be respectful and get everybody up here. But I do want to just respect these hands. So let's get on over to Unique. What is going on, Unique?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing? Doing good today? All right.
Good, brother.
I just wanted
Good,
to kind of, yeah, man, I wanted to kind of get into a little bit of a twist from the tech side. Usually I ask tech questions, right? But yeah, I went to that Fort Lauderdale event and the vibes were just on point. They were amazing. Absolutely loved it. Got to meet some absolute legends. I actually got to speak to Frank in person for the first time. That was awesome. And yeah, I kind of want to see where you think the IRL events are going, or where they're going, what you have planned going forward. Ooh, and I did get to meet non-fungible Evan, who is a legend. Absolutely love that dude. Yeah.
Dude, let's go. Yeah, man. I'll say this. So for people that don't know, I think about 3 days before we did it, we announced that we wanted to do something, and because the team, the Dust Labs team, had a meetup at, like a kind of team offsite where, because we have a global team, so it was like cool to meet everyone, work together for a week in person. We were doing that in Hollywood, Florida, like middle of fucking nowhere, but that's close to Fort Lauderdale, and we tweeted out an event link for, hey, we want to let's just see if it's possible. Like, can we do a meetup in Fort Lauderdale? And man, the turnout was pretty incredible. I think we had 30 something, 40 people show up, and we were able to have some one-on-one conversations, almost everybody there. And man, like for people here in the audience, I've yet to experience us tweeting out an event link in literally any city, down to literally when me and Eden went to Japan. We still met up with holders in Japan. Didn't even know we had holders in Japan. And this is something that is truly underrated about the community, and we're going to go hard on this year, is there is truly like D Labs holders in every city that not only are just holding, but are down to meet up with other holders. And this is something that is rare, and we need to nurture and foster and continue to grow, because it is a superpower that is only possible with Web3 that I've never seen in any other industry or just world, club experience I've ever seen, where you can go to any city in the world and find people that have such a shared like bond. Because you can meet somebody else that's into the same hobby as you, like basketball or whatever, but that conversation can get stale pretty quickly. But if you meet like fellow NFT MFers, like NFT DJs, bro, you could talk for fucking hours and hours. And, it is pretty incredible. So this is something that we've noticed early on is truly part of the pulse of what makes not only our community great, but Web3 overall pretty incredible. But and it's just from different industries, different walks of life. We all have this thing in common, and yeah, we're just gonna go way harder on that this year because it's just incredible, man. Like being able to tweet out, meet up Fort Lauderdale, and 30, 40 people, all people you really want to meet and get to know. Like there was a guy, I'm not gonna say his name, maybe he's in this space. Bro literally showed me he worked with Kanye West. He was showing me like fucking Kanye leaks and like all this shit. And he's like a U older. I was like, no way, bro. Just super low key. It was nuts. And yeah, man, it's just the kind of people you meet at some of this stuff is incredible. And everyone here in this room is part of that group. So truly grateful for it. And we're gonna keep encouraging that type of behavior more this year because nothing compares.
Yeah, that was awesome. Aaron, sorry. I got to meet Aaron too. I did not want to leave him out. My bad, bro. My bad. Yeah, met a
No,
lot
it's
of
all good. I
legends.
think there's a lot of hands up here. So
No, dude, yeah, it was so great to meet you, dude. So glad, man. So glad. Quick plug too. There's like a ton of meetup Telegram groups all around the D Labs. So if you go to Discord, there's a channel there that'll give you a link to join those Telegram groups. Check and see, like you might have a city near you that already has like 100 D Labs bozos in it, like ready to do some cool stuff. And we even have like a public calendar where community members are like running their own events. So it's spinning up, baby. And if you're interested in that, definitely go check Discord and join those groups.
Let's go. Don't fade the IRL events. Got to get to them. Let's get to some more of these hands. We've got Sock, my brother in hair. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm absolutely chilling. Thanks for having me. I just cut up a bell pepper. You know, out here eating healthy, drinking some water on a Monday night. It is what it is. I did have a question for Frank. So a question I had is, so I think this move is very opportunistic. I mean, it kind of obviously is. You're kind of capitalizing on what's kind of going on in the market, and you're able to kind of leverage your brand and your capabilities and do what you're kind of doing with DeGods and on Bitcoin and so on and so forth. But I think what's interesting about being a project owner and creating something is there's very often times where you think, damn, that's a good fucking idea. But there's other times where you think, damn, that's a good idea, and we should actually do that. So I'm curious to know from your perspective, how do you tell the difference between a good idea and a good idea worth doing?
dude, that's an incredible question. I think that we have so many good ideas that we end up just not doing because it doesn't meet that threshold for us. That's why you see us not like go on every hype train on every new thing that's coming out. I think for us, the way we looked at it was we knew we wanted to do something with these 500. Like it's very context specific, right? You know, you see other collections that are just doing the bare minimum. They just get on the new chain or whatever it is, or get on the hype wave. But for us, this is if you know the D Gods community specifically, like you know how specific and targeted this move is. So we have 535 D Gods that are burned, and we burned them ourselves. So the way that we burned them was we used to buy them back with the like you know the treasury, like the DAO, and then we buy them back with this thing called the burn bot, and then we burn them. And so these are all things that we burned ourselves, not like something that the community member burned and we're bringing back. So it's like something that the team has done ourselves. And so we had these 535 DGods sitting there, and we knew we wanted to bring them back in some way, to the point where there's literally a thing that says "What is dead may never die," with the number 535 in our picture roadmap, like from last year. May-ish. Like it's been a long time coming. But when we saw this, we looked at it and we thought, okay, well, Bitcoin NFTs, are they going to go anywhere? Well, whether they do or not, this is clearly something that's different. Like the level of capital that's moving in this ecosystem right now is not like anything we've seen before. You got guys like Pranksy and Dingling spending a lot of money into this. You got people burning their Bored Apes literally on ETH and minting them again onto ordinals. And you look at the actual technology itself, and no matter what, like these images are not going anywhere, right? Like no matter fucking what, the actual JPEG is not going anywhere, which for a lot of collectors, especially art collectors, you know, this is the core value prop of NFTs from the beginning. But even with ETH, you know, you have to point to an IPFS link. Even if it's on chain, it's still a token that's pointing to something. And so we thought this was just a really no brainer on the tech side. And we were thinking, how do we do something here? at some point, right? Whether it's going to be in a year from now, whether it's going to be now. And so the game plan was to always like bring back these DGODs. And so when we saw how it was operating on ordinals, we saw an opportunity where we could do it in a unique way, not just do it the way everybody else is doing, but actually mint out a whole block. And we got in touch with the right people through connections. Honestly, from my personal life, like from my Rohan life when I was a Bitcoin maxi, I knew Udi, and that's where we had connected. And we only got closer as I started to do all this stuff with DGODs, and he started to get more into NFTs. And once this Bitcoin NFT thing took off with Taproot Wizards, I saw what he was doing with minting out a whole block, but for one big picture. And I asked him who to connect to, and he gave me this Luxor mining contact, Nick Hashbender. And when Nick pitched me on this way that they were minting out a whole block with a customizing every single transaction, I was like, holy fuck, this is a DGOD's brand, and do something in the first in a truly unique way. And so it was one of those things where Kevin and I were like, do we pull trigger on this? We thought worst case scenario, because we actually put the transaction in like 2-3 days ago, but you never know when a Bitcoin block is going to get mined. And so we thought about it, and we were like, well, let's see how the next few days go, but it doesn't look like the thing is slowing down in any way. And, let's see how it's going. And it looks like it's only catching up in Steam and getting bigger and bigger. And so we wanted to just stamp our place in and got a low inscription count as well. So it was one of those things where all the stars aligned in a way where the barrier of entry was pretty low. It didn't dilute any of the collection, so it didn't fuck with anything in the pads that were already going. And it was something that we were never going to do something with. We were trying to think of a creative way to do something with anyway. So again, guys, sorry, I'm a little bit sick. I'm not going to have the cleanest articulation of this right now in this moment, but I think that best explains how all the confluence of all the different factors here and how they all lined up were, damn, non-dilutionary, first of its kind, historically significant on the number one blockchain, felt like a no-brainer. But you guys signed up for this, right? With D Labs, we are gonna take shots, we're gonna take risks, and we're gonna take calculated risks. Like you're never gonna hear me say, we're betting the farm on anything. We're not betting the farm on anything. We're taking big calculated bets. Same thing with Polygon to Utes. It's a big calculated bet, but there's a lot of logic behind it. Same thing with the 535 DGODs here. It's a big calculated bet, but we're never betting the farm. The OG collection for DGODs will continue to go to ETH. The OG collection for Utes will continue to go to Polygon, and it's going to be opt-in, right, at the end of the day. So you guys are going to be able to choose. We think we're going to make it compelling enough for you guys to want to get over there, but it's not like we're going to forcibly migrate anybody. It's always going to be opt-in. It puts a fun challenge on us to make it compelling enough for you guys to want to migrate, and I think we're going to do that really well. But yeah, we're just trying to be better, and we're trying to get, do it bigger, better, faster, stronger than everybody else. That's the idea.
I love it. Bigger, better, faster, stronger coming into 2023. Real hot. Sock, did you
Shout
have
out
a follow up
Kanye.
to that? Did you have a follow up to that, Sock?
Yeah, I did have a follow up, and it ties. I mean, I hate to skip between, but it's pretty on topic of what Frank was saying. So you're talking about risks and calculation and what goes into that. So this ties into my last question for you, which how do you determine or when do you know a risk is worth taking?
I think the simple answer is does the upside far outweigh the potential negatives? And are the negatives, yeah, like basically, I mean, that's the simplest way to put it in a sentence. But to me, it's like, okay, the Polygon upside compared to downside, right? So what are the upside obvious no-brainers? One, Utes denominated in ETH. Two, I saw Trump NFTs still, by the way, I don't know if people have seen this, but Trump NFTs are still crushing it. They're almost back to all-time highs. I saw Trump NFTs mint out 45,000 supply and basically go up to 1 ETH almost in a day with $9 to $10 million in trading volume on the first day. I saw Reddit NFTs mint millions of NFTs and hit massive volume numbers there as well. And so if the upside on for Utes is simple as denominated in ETH and then have the potential of unlocking, the entire ETH NFT liquidity, that's a pretty next level and like an obvious no-brainer. The downside is that potential risks are that there isn't that strong of an NFT community there on Polygon. And so then what we do is when we think about risks like this is we try to make sure we're optimizing towards the upside, but also making sure that us and the community agree on what the potential risks are so that we can address them and mitigate them right out of the gate. And so that's how I think about Utes and Polygon, for example, for the 535D gods. It's like this has nothing to do with the main collection itself. These are the 535 burn D gods that are not going to be dilutionary in any way. Like this is a no-brainer to us because the upside of Bitcoin NFTs is literally the largest market cap, the largest market cap cryptocurrency having NFTs now could see if you're looking at ETH to Sol versus like ETH to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is about 3 to 4 times bigger than ETH, and ETH has massive NFT volume. And so if we can see numbers like that, even in a smaller, more concentrated amount, it's a no-brainer. And so, yeah, just putting our seeds everywhere and making sure that we just have a different approach, right? The next Yuga is just not going to look like Yuga. And we are definitely taking a much more community-centric global approach to this. And each piece in our ecosystem has a different role to play. And that's how we see it. And so seeing Bitcoin NFTs opportunity open up, we don't make a lot of big moves often, but when we do, we try to make it undistinguishably like big. And I think Utes going to Polygon has obviously had so many ripple effects for that entire ecosystem and will continue to. DeGod's going to ETH. I mean, you guys are seeing the effects of that ripple across both ETH and Solana right now. And now with this Bitcoin NFTs thing, as it becomes more real in the coming days, my sense is now we're going to have ripples in the fucking Bitcoin community too. So just making it unavoidable for people to need and want to own a D-Labs NFT, a D-Labs asset. That's the game plan.
Love it. We're coming to all the chains. Cardano is next. Watch out. Coming to a chain
Whoa.
Shit.
It's all about that Tezos, baby.
Hey, yo. You gotta be careful. All right, well, let's get some more.
I want to be clear, by the way, for the people here. I mean, I still think this is 535 NFTs at the end of the day, and it's Burn D Gods that has been lore for almost a year. This is as much as it is a sporadic decision to move these to Bitcoin. The plan to bring them back has been going on for over a year now. So let's make that clear. And so the game plan around Polygon and the bullishness that we have on Polygon is not mitigated in any way. To me, I just think that everything that we've said about Polygon, especially when it comes to Utes, still holds true, if not more true today. And I think Smokey and some other people have heard kind of what the game plan is for Ute Season 2. And I mean, it's easily one of the most it's out of the three. I think it's out of like the Bitcoin, ETH, and Poly. I think it's the most ambitious and very clear utility value prop type of collection that we'll ever have here at D Labs. And so I think it's going to be just really exciting. And I'm happy to talk more about the high level vision for Utes. But yeah, don't sleep on Polygon. This is a youth community space, and look, we're going to do things to capture attention and continue to grow the relevance of our brands. But when we have a strong thesis, we're not just flip flopping on it. We're holding strong on it for a long time. I mean, even people that think we flip flop on Sol, I mean, we are one of the oldest Solana collections in history. So all the people that are saying that I'm flip flopping on Sol on the first drop minted, many, many months, if not a year after we minted. So I just think that's hilarious. We've been around for a long time now.
Love it. And there is a Pudgy in my DMs. I know he's a Ute holder. He's asking me about the plans. So I'll do my best to keep the alpha. And I do want to say, I mean, there are some clubs that are doing some epic things. I had a call with the 007 club leader and then also some of the Nounders. And man, you guys, oof, man, there is some great stuff coming from those clubs. They're going to literally change the game. Well, let's get around to some more of these hands. I'd like to get to Greed. What's going on, Greed?
Yeah, what's up? I'm so fucking hype right now. I'm looking at my wallet after Frank was talking, and I own like 12 Trump NFTs, and I wrote them off. This is the stupidest thing in the world. I'm never going to tell anybody about this. Now I'm fucking hyped. We go sell them and buy another, either a couple of Utes or a D-God. So hyped about that. Just wanted to come up and, yeah, Aaron, Frank, it was awesome to meet you guys. I was at the Fort Lauderdale party. Dude, if you guys have an opportunity to do that, I'm on a fucking Twitter space and there's literally 4 people in the speaker panel that I met and hung out with in person a couple nights ago. Can't say would never be able to say that before. So it was cool. And yeah, thanks for having me up.
Love it, man. Great to have you. Thanks for coming up. Super cool that you were able to meet all the guys and IRL events. Do not fade them. Let's get on over to Big Mac. What's going on, Big Mac?
Yo, thanks for having me up here, Frank. Just a quick question for you, and totally hypothetical. Since there are now DeGods that that are on the BTC chain, does this mean as well there are tubes/Utes on the BTC chain as well?
No. You know, the thing is, we didn't want to dilute the supply of any of the collections, right? And so if we take a Ute and we move it over to BTC or we mint it, quote unquote, on BTC, technically, like, you think about it. I think a lot of collections are fucking up by doing this right now. Where if you mint that and Bitcoin NFTs take off, now you've doubled the supply of your NFT and question the provenance of which asset is like the true asset. I think it creates a lot more confusion than people are thinking about in the heat of the moment. And so the purpose around the DeGods one very specifically was to do it with the ones that were burned and only those, because nobody owns those, and the team, you know, bought them back with that burn wallet back in the day and burned them. And so there's just no question on the provenance and ownership around those. So people have to be careful, I think, about just taking random, you know, NFTs from their collection and minting them, because, you know, if/when Bitcoin NFTs take off, it just makes a lot of questions. And I think you can't hide from the fact that that's just like almost doubling the supply of your NFT, right? And just like creating two versions of them, which I don't think is good.
Yeah. Sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Thanks for that, Big Mac. Let's get on over to Den. What's going on, DenX?
Yo, what's up? What's up? How you doing, my friend?
Good.
Just
brother.
wanted to come up here, give us some big shout outs, stress the importance on going to these IRL meetups. I was at the Fort Lauderdale one as well, and it's really awesome to meet everybody and have that like-minded mindset, and get to talk to everyone. Also, shout out to the Nouns Coffee. I just got my bag today. That stuff is hype. It's got me pretty wired here at 11 o'clock at night. And yeah, bro, just bullish on the team, bullish on everybody. Just wanted to shout out everybody in here. Make sure you follow everyone.
Love it, man. We're bullish on you, Den. Thanks for coming up.
Let's get on over.
Have a good one, buddy. Let's get on over to Gui. What's going on, Gui Cookie?
Hey, fella. Thanks for calling on me. GM, everyone. Frank, I wanted to revisit the theme of community. Earlier today, we saw the impasse between SMB and Monkey DAO take a twist with the hate acquisition of SMB. Now, I'm not asking about your take on the politics of that or the outlook for that, but I think it's very interesting as far as the implication for the boundary line between the IP of a collection and the underlying community and like the entity and endeavor that the community can spin up. So curious to hear your take on that, and curious to see or to hear your thoughts on how to manage that risk and opportunity.
Wait, could you rephrase the question? Sorry.
Well, I mean, putting it plainly, the dividing line between SMB and the dev team who hold the keys to the upgrade auth, the update auth, I should say, and Monkey DAO, who is, the community effectively, there is implication for any collection that there could be, boundaries of conflict or between the project and its community. And I don't think that that's in play for you, but it's an interesting kind of lesson playing out nonetheless. And just wondering what you thought about it.
Yeah, it's very interesting to watch. I mean, look, I know Nom. I'm fans of like all the Monkey DAO events, and I mean, obviously, I don't think it's controversial to say, not a big fan of the SMB devs and kind of how much they've basically run off like bandits from this ecosystem with. So it's fuck, man. I honestly just hate that they even got a buyout. This is one of those things. I was early days. Sorry for all the new people to Utes and D-Gods that have no idea what I'm talking about from the Eats side on this, but let me talk about this because for the Solana people, this might resonate here. Yeah, early days. I used to fight for. I used to tweet out and say, man, I just wish that the SMB like Monkey DAO would just literally entangle, meaning they would just wrap the SMBs into their own contract and just go from there and not even like try to pay out the devs or do anything like that. Just everyone wants the Monkey DAO stuff, so I think it'll be really bullish, all this stuff, but it didn't play out like that. Seems like they got their buyout. I just think it's interesting to follow, right? I mean, obviously it's setting up with HGE to kind of take over, quote unquote, Sol once we're gone, with owning ABC and now SMB. But Monkey DAO obviously has this new collection coming out that they've been alluding to with the new art, and so it's just going to be super interesting to see how it plays out. Unclear, right? Because that liquidity is going to go in one direction or another, and it doesn't look like it's going to go into the shared path. I think the lesson learned for us is make sure that our community never feels like they need to splinter off and make another community that's anti us or something like that. Is my best guess at the lesson learned here. But I don't know if that's what you were asking. But yeah, super interesting topic for the Solana people here, and it's going to be really interesting to follow no matter what.
Thank you for that. I mean, like that's part of what I was wondering about, but like it also goes into like, like how do you even work out who sets the parameters for how the IP is used in a world where there's this precedent?
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I think I would have entangled a long time ago and ripped the band-aid off because there's arguments as to what that initial IP is even where it even comes from. There's that whole Google image search of you could see the original SMBs and stuff like, or the pixel art monkey or whatever it is. And so it's just tough, right? But I know for me, I think we would have entangled like a long time ago and gotten it over with where you just wrap the asset in an equal one and let people claim, the new version that's like owned by the Monkey DAO. But it's pretty past that at this point, obviously. But you got to respect HG. Man's making big moves, right? It's just tough to fade.
I did hear that somebody was breaking off and starting D Titans. I don't want to snitch on them because me and Aaron are boys like that, so I'm not going to say who it is. But it was interesting to hear about.
Oh no, that sounds really interesting. I can't. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be super excited about that.
He's got 0.75 members ready to go right now.
Oh no, that's how it starts.
All right,
I mean, that's more members than D stables.
Dude, don't even start right now, Frank. Don't even start. You know that you're the biggest D-Stables maxi. You guys should hear what he says to me IRL when there's no recordings. It's all right, though. We'll get him in eventually. I guess we should probably get to all these hands, though, huh, Frank? Let's not direct the conversation towards any individuals, right? We should probably just get to all these numerous hands on the stage. So, Smokey, go
I
ahead.
agree. I don't know why you're using a tone.
All right. We're gonna get some of these hands real quick here. Let's get on over to Beck. What's going on, Beck?
Hey, yo. So I actually have two questions, but my first question is for Aaron. So, buddy, I know you're in a race to 20K with Kevin and Mark, but it looks like they're about to lap you. So I'm just curious what the comeback method is for that.
No way. Even Mark's at 20K. Oh,
Dude,
my.
I'm curious on how Mark even inserted himself into this competition. Like that guy is a slimy, sneaky little guy, man. But no, I don't know what my comeback strategy is. People have been telling me I should start TikToking. I'm trying to gain access back to the Figmas, so maybe I can leak some more stuff soon. But it's tough out here, because there's this really big account in our community that loves to retweet Kevin, and I'm pretty sure he has me muted. So it's an uphill battle.
Smokey, is he talking about you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron. Like, I'll do better, but like, I can only do so much. I'm really busy. I've got an IRL job, and it does keep me from retweeting your stuff, bro.
Don't worry, Aaron. I got you. I got some dust in the wallet. We'll run some giveaways. We'll get you popping, bro. Let's go.
Just run a Super Bowl ad. You should be good to go. I see some more hands up. Let's go to Flea.
You're always the one to call on me. It's hilarious when I'm in these.
Dude, you know,
spaces.
your you is honestly striking. Like, I think the way that you've cropped it, it's just good. Like, it's easy to call. Am I wrong here, guys in the audience? I mean, like, I don't know. That crop is pretty fire. The colors work well together. It's
How
damn. I don't
about
know.
how about
Thanks
when
to
you click the icon and it looks like the my banner's reflecting on
Fuck,
the
dude. Flea got the branding on. Boy, holy shit.
Yeah, before I ask my question, Frank, I've been wondering, man, are we brothers in Christ yet or what, bro?
My brother in Christ.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
I don't have time to call my mom. Wait. Yeah. All right. Let me ask the question real quick. So for the 535, do you have distribution planned out, or is that something that's still in development?
I'm taking suggestions, but I think we have a good working plan right now.
Nice. All right. Well, that's my time, boys.
So I probably need to go pretty soon. I think I could wrap by actually sharing a little bit of the vision for Utes and how that compares to D Gods. Give me a thumbs up in the audience if that sounds like a good way to end it.
Fucking Aaron, bro.
Just farming
Bro,
some of
he
these.
dropped
All
too
right, all
much
right.
alpha.
I know a bunch of people rushed over to their phones real quick. They got in their pocket. They're like, oh fuck. Sorry guys, just like keep you on your toes here. Yeah, so for me, I look at D Gods and Utes as very different brands, right? We got D Gods. I think we've made no mistake to make it very clear. D Gods, our goal is to make it the premier luxury brand within Web3. Luxury in all things classic luxury. Think Rolex, think, Louis Vuitton, think these think expensive sports cars, these kind of things. Like that is our end goal direction. Are we there yet? Absolutely not. Are we on our path towards getting there? I think that every day we get a little bit closer. I think Utes right now, I made it really clear to the team at our offsite. What Utes is missing right now is that very clear story, but also the emotional bond and the emotional storyline. So, for example, for D Gods, going from D Gods to Dead Gods, although there was a lot of mechanics around it, there was like this dust stuff around it, the artwork obviously bang, all this different stuff. There is this emotional through line that came through where the story around D Gods became a lot more clear. We got through the mud. It's these dead gods. The dead gods are these beautiful pieces of art, etc. For Utes, the vision and the goal is all about design. What I mean by design is, I'll give an example. The other day, I was walking through the MoMA store, believe it or not. And you guys should go to the Museum of Modern Art, like their web store as well. It's also beautiful. And you'll notice there's a lot of used colors. It's just funny how that lines up. But actually, you guys should go to the Museum of Modern Art website and just go to their store section. You'll see a bunch of used color stuff. Coincidence? I think not. All over the website. But there's this belief that I have, and it's something I hold really close to my chest. Like, beautiful design just makes life a lot better. Like if you walk around your house and it's just beautifully designed and everything there is just minimal with the right color pops and things look good, it just makes life a lot better. You'll find yourself smiling a lot more. And we think that there's a big growth potential for you to just focus on all things branding and design and to try to make products and honestly branding moments that are just beautiful. And so when you think about Utes, especially very specifically what we're doing with brands going into season 2, quote unquote, season 2 of Utes, maybe we'll come up with a better name here that's more specific for Utes. Imagine like the theme of it is unifying the world. And a lot of what we want to do is create the same level of aesthetics and vibe that Utes brings and bring that to other brands, bring that to overall like all of our lives on a day-to-day basis. And we think that the upside potential on that is pretty much unlimited because there's no price discovery on just great design. And this is something that I think Utes are set up for just really well. There's so much of discipline. The best example I could give to you, and this maybe gets your DJ minds thinking, imagine if like any random collection had the Utes color palette. It would be immediately identifiable as Utes-esque. The color palette is so striking and strong for Utes and something we've focused so heavily on branding. Like we didn't even do a normal rainbow, right? For people that look closely at the color blocks, it's not a rainbow. It's not. There's no purple. It's pink. There's orange. There's no purple in the actual color blocks. And it's simple things like this that we think add to this uniqueness to the Utes color palette, not to mention all the neutrals and things like that. And so, yeah, that's something to think about to get your DGen brains going is like, imagine if every collection had the Utes color palette and Utes theme around it, how much more icy and just more premium it would look. And so that alongside obviously a ton of brand integrations, we're going to Polygon. There's a reason we're going there. We think we can get to a lot of notoriety and just a lot of people knowing who we are. But that's kind of the core difference around DGods and Utes. And if the latter half excites you, then that's so much of what the Utes community will be focused on. Obviously, it's a D Labs project. So we got the DGen tokenomics. We got the, number go up type stuff. That's always going to be a focus as well. But that's kind of the more emotional driving force. And when you see the storyline behind Utes and we actually create something out of these characters, which we're waiting on doing until we get to Polygon, that's what it's going to be about. So hopefully that excites you guys. Hopefully I didn't botch that right now, as I am pretty sick and I have like a 104 fever and I'm trying to power through this. Got the I didn't think the ordinal block would go through today. So here I am back active on Twitter. But love you guys. And I'm going to step out for right now, but appreciate you. And hopefully that's exciting. And if not, we'll keep refining the pitch. And I know the core of it is going to get everyone here excited, but maybe I didn't do it in the best way right now. So appreciate y'all. Have a
Dude,
great night.
get some rest, Frank. If not, you're gonna become a dead god yourself, bro. Get better, man.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, super cool stuff coming out. Very exciting. Always great to have Frank come up and drop all of the alpha for us. We're going to go out and just make the world beautiful with Utes, which I'm down for. I definitely want to bring this Ute all around, all over the internet. And I know that everybody else does too. That's why I started the Farmers Club to just get us building our own personal brands. So pretty exciting stuff. But we still do have a lot of hands up here. And look, you guys, I will say, Aaron can answer questions, and then you can also ask me questions, and I will give you just wrong answers. So that's always an option if you want. And Chef will do the same as well. But let's get around some more of these hands. We got Metajit.
Hey,
What's going on?
hey,
brother?
hold on. I will give you right
Hey, yo.
answers, but just it won't be to your question. It'll be a right answer to a different question.
Well, we do appreciate the effort, Chef. We know that you're always trying your best up here. Well, let's get on over to Metajit. What's going on?
Yo, what's good? I'm just feeling really hype about the Utes community. I've been spending a lot of time in your spaces, Smokey, like over the last week. And I've had a bunch of friends on the Utes side like reach out to me. It's like, yo, Utes or DGods, Utes or DGods. And like, yo, this is like a wild answer, but I've been telling everyone Utes has like the higher upside. Like, yo, like this bridge, right? Like Utes is going to Polygon, right? And DGods are going to ETH. They're both gonna get denominated in ETH. But like the thing is like, yo, we know where DGods are going, right? They're going to like number one, we're fucking gods. Like that's been made obvious, right? But we don't know like where Utes is gonna go. Like we don't like what Frank just said. Like that story hasn't even been written, and like the inner degen in me is like, holy fuck! Like I have no idea what's about to go down, and that's exactly why I want to ape into it. And that's just how I feel right now about Utes. I feel like we just have these really cool people like Smokey and Sock down there, and also up here on stage. And it's just like fuck, like there's some like real like leaders out here, and it kind of it's a little reminiscent of like the early DGod days. You guys definitely have it a little better, like the art's definitely a little better from like the original DGods. But I just wanted to just come on stage and say that because I think not a lot of people are thinking that way. And to be honest, like early on when I heard about the bridge, I was like, yo, DGods is like yo, I just need more. And I bought a few more, and I was like, yo, this is like gonna like 2-3x us. But I think Utes has the possibility to like do double what DGods do. So yeah, just really excited for that. Thanks so much.
Love it, Meta. Thanks so much for coming up. And I will tell you, I had some calls like with some Utes members that head of some clubs, and like I got so fired up. When you have like such a bullish conversation, you just have to like go on a walk. You're like, man, I gotta walk this off. And that's like I'm finding that more and more as I connect deeper and deeper with some of these individuals within the Utes community, and I haven't even like gotten close to being able to speak to everybody on a level that I would like to. So we're like 3 months in, right? So I can't imagine what this is going to look like after a full year, and we've been on Polygon for like 6-8 months. It's going to be insane, and I'm super excited for it, and I'm just ready for that ride. And I do see a major upside. Definitely going to be trying to hopefully maybe get into the 007 club one day, have 7 Utes just rocking with those, and just make sure that the bags are secured.
Oh, yo, I actually have a confession to make. This is probably gonna hurt a lot of people on stage, but I was probably one of the OG 007 Ute holders because I had 7 Utes, and like during the whole FTX shit, I paper handed like a little bitch. But I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back. I promise. All right, on God. Thank you.
Well, we still love you, Metajit. Even if you did paper hand during the FTX, that was a pretty scary moment for everybody. So that is definitely understandable. But let's get on over to some of these hands. We have got Ani up on stage. I believe it's Ani. It's the McUtes. What's going on? Saw you guys are doing some really cool stuff. How are you?
I wasn't prepared for that. Caught me off guard. Let's fucking go. First of all, shout out to everybody here. Smokey, my brother in fries, keeping everything going in the Utes utopia. Chef, my brother in fries. Aaron, my real brother in fries. What's going on with this 20K, man? Like, what do we gotta do? What's going on? Now Mark's in here? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. It's tough out here. But I think I'm just gonna start engagement farming again, and maybe that'll put me over the edge. But I
I think you
appreciate it, my
should.
sister and fries.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, yo, yeah, poor Aaron. He's doing his best, and you know what? Maybe you can just do a little engagement farm, get up over that
Y'all
20K
gotta
mark.
chill, man. All right, you're talking about me like I'm a wounded puppy. Okay, it's all gonna be okay. Maybe I gotta do a shoey. Maybe Kevin does a shoey. I could just buy a bunch of followers tomorrow and win. I could pay Frank to retweet my tweets the same way that he does. There's so many opportunities here to really innovate. I'm just trying to vibe.
Well, we only do it because we care so much about you, Aaron, and we just want to make sure that you're okay.
This feels like an intervention, Smokey.
It kind of is. I mean, not hitting 20K. Do we got to tweet it out for you? What's going on?
All right, well, let's get some of these hands. Aaron will be fine, everybody, just so you know. Just want to confirm, Aaron's been in the space for a long time. He comes from the mud, so he'll be okay. But let's get on over to Intern. What's going on, Intern? How have you been doing?
Holy shit, I've got a mouthful of food. But Aaron, you were not hitting 20K. Everybody's reminding you of it. Tomorrow's a new day. Next week's a new week. No, thank you for having me up here. I'm gonna go on mute if you don't care to pass it right back to me in a second. I just got a mouthful of food.
All right, we'll get to somebody else, and then we will bring it back to you. But
I'm so glad he used that opportunity just to give me another dunk, and then say, "Hey, pass it back so that I cannot have food in my mouth when I want to contribute to the space." Shout out to you, intern. You are one of a kind.
One of a kind. Thank you, intern, for always bringing up the great takes. But let's get on over to TS Storm. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Crystal clear.
Awesome, man. I'm hype here. Just wanted to shout you guys out. Appreciate you hosting these spaces. Always doing a little brainstorming on like the real world utility behind Dust Labs. And over the past couple of days, I just kept thinking, about the possibilities of potentially, I don't know if it's something you guys may have even been thinking about doing, but partnering with some banks down the road, and developing, a credit system or a credit card where, as opposed to Web3 staking, we can quote unquote stake in real life, by spending money on the D Labs card, and potentially getting quote unquote D Labs points, as opposed to like credit card rewards points, and taking those statements and transfer them over, to the web, and then being able to use them, in Web3, of some sorts. You guys making money that way, on top of interest and stuff like that. I just think it's a big opportunity. I know, Apple, they've been doing it with their Apple Card. Now they partner with Goldman Sachs, do a little credit check, basically get you instant access to a card, and then you get some great rewards through that. So I see it as a possible opportunity and potential in the future.
Yeah, man. No, 100%. I mean, it's kind of like a lot of the thinking around the reward center is, looking at, some really cool credit cards out there. You get a lot of cool perks and cool discounts and cool access to a lot of different things. So I do think like that could be a possibility in the future. I think right now we're probably a little too early on our end. But hey, I mean, give it a couple months. You never know where we'll be, and we're for sure open to have that conversation with anybody that's connected to one of those companies. Always down to chat for sure.
Yeah, because the way I see it, I'm a platinum holder with Amex, and just going, and having that Amex experience, man, going to the Centurion Lounge anytime I'm flying around and stuff like that. These communities in Web3, especially D Labs, D Gods, Youths, man, it gives me that same vibe. And anytime I'm sitting in Centurion Lounge and I'm not out at the gate waiting for my plane, I'm eating for free, chilling with cool people, and it's like, okay, this is an experience. And I think that's the same kind of vibe that you guys are trying to, present to the holders, of these NFTs. So
Yeah, dude, 100%. I mean, Amex is like a big. I mean, they're kind of like the perfect example of like status as a service in a sense. It's like you get the card, you get the lounges, you get the points, and their points are really great too. And I think building out a system or something similar with the reward center to kind of emulate that in a sense, to give kind of more custom things, because I think where we actually have the advantage to a scaled system like that is the fact that our community is much smaller, right? Like Amex has millions of card holders. We got a couple thousand NFT holders. So it's a lot easier for us to actually do way cooler things for this smaller group that may make more sense or may connect with you on a different level that a company like Amex just wouldn't be able to do to their users. And I think in the future, marrying two of these kinds of companies together, us with say Amex, that could be sick, and I'm definitely down to explore that because I think they're a great example of what like status as a service really actually becomes.
cool. Well, I appreciate you guys and everything you're doing. I'm gonna keep brainstorming. I'm gonna keep contributing to the spaces, and let's run it the fuck up. 2023 is just beginning.
Let's go. Thanks, TS Storm. Really great question. And yeah, I love it. But let's get on over to, I'd like to hear from Patty, just chilling over there with that absolutely beautiful God. What is happening?
Yo, there's people in front of me though.
I know, but I want to hear from you, Patty.
Oh, now this is awkward. I don't want to talk in front of people. I think Mode was up. I know Chips was before me. Sock definitely. I can't go. I'm muting myself until they've talked.
All right. Well, Sock has actually already had 2 times speaking. But he is my brother in hair, and I will always be preferential to him, and always hand him the mic. So sorry, everybody, but that's just what happens when you both got windswept hair. Let's get on over to Chips. What's going on, Chips?
Yo, what's up, fellas? So this ain't really a question, more than a fucking announcement, boys. I just got my third U live on stream. Just copped the third fucking U. I just got a shoey off the floor, bro. I'm so hyped. I just want to come up. I was so excited. I had to come up here and tell the fucking world about it. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, nice, bro. What kind of ute?
It's I got a shoey with like a yellow smile hoodie and like these really like bright like multicolored fucking glasses. I don't know the name of them, but they look really good. And like with the contrast of the shoey and the fucking hoodie, it looks fucking sick. I'll post it on Twitter tomorrow for everyone to show off, you know. But I just had to fucking announce it.
Are you gonna be making a PFP change then? You rocking the shoey?
I don't know, man. I honestly might even still like my current one more than the shoey, but I just had to get the shoey. You know what I mean? Like I think the one I have right now is just like sleek, like you know, like calm, collective. You feel me? So I don't know, maybe though.
Tough decisions ahead for Chips. I get it. Props to you, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. That's it. I thank you guys. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Love it. Really awesome, Chips. Can't wait to see it. I will have my eyes peeled for it. Really good job, bro. But let's get on over to E mode. What is going on, brother?
What's going up, my brothers and sisters? Hey, I had a question for Aaron. Aaron, so, all right, this is going to sound like a selfish question, but I promise you it's not. So I want to represent, I want to rock the Utes and the D gods. So I went ahead and I bought a hoodie. Now, I'm not a little guy, all right? So I comfortably rock a 2XL. I'm sure I'm not alone. There was a little fiasco, but anyway, I finally got it. And it fit me like a wetsuit, like I was gonna go surfing or something. So I was wondering, when size inclusivity, because I'm sure my big boys and girls out here want to represent too. And I was told that's it's like a European 2X or something, and that's the biggest you
Yo.
guys are gonna rock. So
Yeah,
just curious.
bro. I'm 6'2", like 210, so I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, my brother. So now I know if I get a hoodie, I'm gonna need at least 3X, maybe 4. Let's go.
For real, for real.
Yeah. So about that, yeah, I mean, you know, there were some mistakes were made. Um, mistakes were made. Super aware of our shortcomings in not just the most recent merch drop. Those of you that were around in the summer might remember that you know, the dust merch drop had had some issues too. Um, we're working through it, man. And what I will say is I actually spent a lot of time working on some merch related things today. Um, there's a change coming, and we are very much so focusing on a certain kind of quality and presentation level that we're excited to do. I mean, the first merch drop that we ever did was actually my favorite one. It was like this custom box. It had like all the core team members like sign the bottom. It was like really cool designs. You know, it came with like a mug, a shirt, a hat, and a hoodie, and it was just like sick. It was super dope, and I think we definitely want to focus on that. So I think the next merch drop is definitely going to be better. Um, in a lot of ways, there's going to be more options. There's going to be definitely size inclusivity, as you so well put it. And then also, I think you know, we'll have more standard sizing too, so that you don't have to, you know, gamble and order a 3X. Just order it true to size, and it should be good. But yeah, I'm sorry for all the issues we've had with merch. We are getting better, and I'm super pumped for this kind of new system we're creating for it, because I think it's going to allow us to drop merch, you know, a lot faster. And so you could expect, you know, different drops every couple months, which I think would be the ideal thing.
Nice, thank you. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that in my email back and forth with the gentleman that was helping me, I was like, hey, look, I know that the comically large merch was like a meme, but like this is ridiculous, bro. Like, can I just get a size that fits me, man? You know. But anyway, I'll wait patiently. Thank you.
Nice, nice, very exciting. Well, let's get on over to my brother in hair, Socrates. What's happening?
Yo, thanks for bringing it back. I did want to say, off of what Frank was talking about earlier, I think a lesson from that is just be opportunistic. If you've got something on the back burner, if you got some idea you've been thinking about, you've been brewing up, stewing up, definitely when that time comes, absolutely fucking capitalize. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. You might never get that chance again. So definitely something I kind of took away from what he was saying, and is something I would like to see more in our community. But a question I had for you in particular, Smokey, is you run these spaces, right? And you have a ton of people in here kind of chatting about youths or whatever they got going on and so on and so forth. And I'm curious, like, do you, and this, you can take this how you think, but do you believe in magic? And do you think this space is magical for the people kind of involved here?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I remember when these spaces had like 5 or 6 people, right? And they've just like organically grown and into. I mean, I don't know if there's really any other project that has a community space like this, and I think it's only because of the quality of the members that are within this project that come together and I think like for me, like I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, right? And I just try to be complimentary to what Frank and the team puts out. And like, a big thing of what they put out is making amazing experiences for their holders, right? So I think it's really important to provide a space for people to talk about those amazing experiences with each other so that it's reinforced. And I think that that is accomplished in these spaces and it'll probably even grow into something even more as the project develops because like we're only 3 months in. So I really do see some really amazing things happening with this space. We're going to experiment with some stuff. We're going to do some merch giveaways and it's just wonderful. It's just like this really cool thing to be able to experiment with such an amazing community that and there's so much like positive feedback coming back from it. So it's just it's been an honor to be able to do this with you guys and yeah, excited to see where this goes, but thanks for that, Sock. All right, well, let's get on over to Patty Ice. We got through the hands. What's going on, Patty?
I'm ready. Thank you, Smokey. So I just wanted to give my experience. So last week, I guess the Dust Labs team was kind of like in South Florida, and I was gonna go Saturday, but I really hate Miami, so I faded. And then I saw randomly they were in Fort Lauderdale, which is my hood, so I came through. And so like I met Frank at Solana Spaces for the D Gods event during Art Basel, and it was cool, but it was like, dude, it was so loud. There was like 40 people in line to meet him, and just said like, "What's up?" Gave him a hug, whatever. But this event, bro, there was like 13 people. I'm probably exaggerating, maybe like 20, and half of it was the team. And I got so many answers, and I'm not gonna share like a lot of stuff, but like, bro, it was so cool meeting Aaron. I got to meet Frank, dude. I talked to Frank for a solid hour, and this is what's crazy. And I know this isn't directly related to Utes, but in reality, this is like all about Utes. So like these guys, first off, at like 8 p.m. were so gassed up talking about the project. It made me like extremely bullish. It almost made me uncomfortable how like excited they were at 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday, but then it got me super excited. And so like one guy who's majorly slept on is my man Leonard. He's from Singapore. Bro, this guy designed the Utes minting experience, and he fucking goes to Yale. I was like, like what school are you in? You look young. He's like, Yale. I was like, damn, bro, fucking making moves. Like one thing I can say is like the guys are young. I'm fucking old. I'm almost 40. I'm 39. but like we all share this passion for NFTs. Dude, the team at Core is like a bunch of degens, that's like why I'm super bullish, because not only are they like capable of building and creating, but they understand like current sentiment on not only the market but like where things are going. So like I just think when you can have creators that are also like a part of the audience, it's just such a good formula. And bro, I heard the whole story of how D God started. I'm not even gonna share it because it's like, I don't know if I've never heard it before, but like I definitely feel like the universe brought these guys together. And from a day one holder of D Gods to minting out Utes and seeing the Utes community grow. And like it was cool, man, because like guys came that don't own any D Gods, but they hold Utes. And it's not like it's like that where it's like, oh, like you're less than. It's just cool seeing this wide range. Like, bro, like I met a dude from Canada, and like everyone had on merch, and it was so amazing to kind of just be able there and pick the brains, hear the stories, bro. Shout out so like Johnny. So this is my synopsis on the team, all right? It's like a mixture, if you've ever seen the show Silicon Valley, and then a mixture of Entourage. So like Entourage, like the fucking main actor is this like super handsome dude who's just fucking talented. That's Johnny, the artist. And like, the rest of the team is just kind of like they all have their own little characters, but they're all like, if you've seen those shows, I highly recommend watching definitely Silicon Valley, about startups and like these different characters that bring together like an amazing product. That's like exactly how I felt. And then the coolest part was like Kevin was there, and Kevin's my age, and he's kind of like, it's weird, bro, because there's a huge age gap, and you can tell he kind of like looks after the guys and shit. But I don't know, man. I'm super excited. Hopefully, people are coming to New York City. I think that's going to be like a 3-day version of that experience I had Thursday night. And yeah, man, all I can say is, like meeting the team in real life made me super, my what's the word for it? My conviction for the team's always been high, but like after meeting everybody, it's just like, I can't imagine where this thing's gonna go.
I love it, Patty. I will say that I had the same experience after meeting the team and hanging out with them at the bonfire in LA. I was like, man, I just need to like double down in this. Like this is just gonna go to the top. So really awesome that you're able to have such an amazing experience meeting the team, and I hope everybody else is able to do the same with some of these like maybe smaller events where the team is there, and getting to go to there, and maybe LA or whatever areas that they're in. I know it gets a little crazy, like you were saying, with some of these larger events, right?
Bro,
dude, and I gotta shout out Patty too, bro, because Patty Ice is the best Uber I've ever had. This man drove us home after the meetup. He's an absolute beast. Like, you guys don't realize how I mean, dude, like that's some precious cargo, you know what I mean? And this man had steady hands the entire time. So Patty, no, it was so good to meet you, man. Had a blast hanging out with you, and do so appreciate that ride home, my friend.
Bro, hold on. I gotta preface 2 things. So one is, the guys I could see so I live in Hollywood, which is like, where they were staying at the time. So I was like, I'll give you a ride home. Then I kind of saw like Kevin like looking over from the corner, like, yo, you're gonna get in the car with this total fucking stranger. And they were like, that's Patty Ice. And he was probably like, I don't give a fuck, he's a stranger. You know what I'm saying? And it's true. I had like 40% of the core team in my car. And so also what I can say is when I went back to the lab, bro, they were working. Like it was definitely 12:30 at night, and there was like work was being done. And second, so like Aaron, I hit him up. I was like, yo, are you going to Miami? You coming to South Florida? He was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna make it. So when I was at the event, there was this dude giving me looks, and I saw Aaron on a live stream when he minted his tube. So I kind of like, kind of remember what he looked like. This dude was like, yo, what's up? And he came over. He's like, bro, it's so nice to meet you. And I had no idea it was Aaron because I thought he was out of town. So for like 15 straight minutes, I'd be like, yeah, buddy, like I like didn't know his name at all, but he knew me. So it was super fucking weird.
Dude, I was so funny too, cause like I just checked the DMs, bro. I didn't tell you I wasn't going. I just told you I got in town on Sunday. You know, the day after that first meetup. So I think you kind of made your bet here, man. Can't be putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I got to go back and look, bro. All I knew is I thought you weren't coming to South Florida, and if I have to, I'll Photoshop the original message to make myself look better than you.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm glad that we eventually figured it out, though, man. It's so cool because like I've known you for so long on this damn Bird app, and then it's like boom, like all of a sudden, we meet each other IRL, and that's my favorite part about all these like meetups and all these events that we do. It's like, dude, yeah, it's like fun to party. It's fun to like go to dinner and have a great time or whatever. But to me, the most fun is just like sitting and talking with the bozos I hang out with on Twitter for months, and that's what I loved last year about New York. And this year, New York, I mean, Patty, you hit it right on the head. I think it's going to be 3 just full days of just like drowning in community. And I'm super pumped. We're planning a lot of things for New York. Can't let all the cats out the bag. But I mean, obviously, dude, like we're taking over a hotel, bro. Like, dude, that's kind of insane.